Hello students, hope you all are fine. Today I am going to teach you another topic in English grammar, which is active voice and passive voice. I hope you are already familiar with this topic. Let us go in detail and understand what is active voice and what is passive voice. Before we begin with the topic, let us understand the different forms of verbs. That is, there are 5 important conjugational forms of verbs. Which are they? Let us see on the screen. There are 5 important conjugational forms of verbs. In the horizontal order, if we read, the first one is present tense. The second one is past tense. Third one is past participle. The fourth one is present participle. And the fifth one is infinitive. I repeat the 5 important conjugational forms of verbs. Present tense, past tense, past participle, present participle and infinitive. Now if we have to divide the verb into these 5 forms, let us do it with the help of an example to understand what is the difference in these 5 forms. If we begin with an example, say sing. It's a verb. In present tense, we use it as sing or sings. Past tense, sang. Past participle, sung. Present participle, singing. Infinitive form, to sing. So if I have to write the verb in the 5 conjugational forms in this order, I would read it as sing, sang, sung, singing, to sing. I want you to repeat after me with the next example as well. Give, gave, given, giving, to give. Yes, I hope you have understood these 5 forms. We proceed with another example of the conjugational forms of verbs. Now, if we take another example, see. The present tense is see, saw, seen, seeing, to see. When I am reading the verbs in the 5 forms, I want you to see on the top in which form is the verb. Present tense, past tense, past participle, present participle and infinitive. Now what is the difference among these verbs? Let us understand. Now if I give you an example, say saw and seen. In past tense we say it's saw and past participle of see is seen. Now what is the difference between past tense and past participle form of the verb? When we want to talk about an incident which has happened in the recent past, we use the past tense. But when we want to talk about an incident which has happened long back, even before the recent past, we will use the past participle. For example, he saw an old man. So this indicates this has happened recently. It's a recent past incident. But when I say he had seen an old man, this indicates maybe a year before or maybe a few months before this incident had happened. I hope you understand the difference between past tense and past participle. Next example, take, took, taken, taking, to take. Write, wrote, written, writing, to write. Now are you observing something here? The present participle, that is the 4th form, all the verbs are in ing. So the present participle, when you form the verb, you will have to add ing. Let us see what are the steps for changing a sentence from active to passive voice. If you master these steps, you will never go wrong in changing a sentence from active to passive. The first step, I want you to note down in your notebook these steps so that you can revise before going for the exam. The first step is find the SVO. S for subject, V for verb, and O for object. S for subject, V for verb, O for object. So what we are going to do is, in the sentence, we are first going to find out the subject, verb and object. The second step, change the verb into its past participle form. So, you have already picked out the verb in the first step. What you are going to do in the second step? You have to change it into its past participle form. Now, changing into its past participle form is very easy. We'll learn it slowly in the next slides. The third step, place the appropriate to be form. You need to place the appropriate to be form of the verb. We are also going to learn which are the verbs to be used in the to be form. And in the fourth step, you need to interchange the position of the subject and the object. We need to understand which is the subject and which is the object in the first step, and in the fourth step you need to interchange the position of the subject and the object. And the last step, you have to place by before the agent. Now a little tricky for you to understand these steps, but I hope you have written down all these steps. Please pause the video to write down these steps in your notebook. It will be useful in the subsequent slides. Now, what is important to learn in the entire chapter is how to change the verb. Changing the verb is not at all difficult if you know the past participle form and the to be form. Okay? Now, let us see if we have to change the verb into its two forms. One is the past participle form and one is the correct to be form. How it has to be done? Past participle will be placed after the to be form. Now, which are the to be form verbs? Please make a note. In present tense, the to be form verbs are is, am and are. Is, am or are. Please make a note of these to be forms. Give the heading as to be form and write in present tense it is, am or are. In past tense, the to be form is was or were. I hope you are writing down these, children. Was or were. In the past participle form, we have been. Been. B-E-E-N. Been. In the present participle, the to be form is B-E-I-N-G. That is been. B-E-I-N-G. That is been. And the last to be form in infinitive form is to be or be. Please learn the to be form table with all these 5 tenses in the same order. I repeat, present tense it is, am, are. Past tense it is was or were. Past participle it is been. In present participle it is being. In infinitive it is to be or be. So, now we shall see how to change the verb and how to change the sentence from active to passive voice. If we have to change the verb, we have to change it into its to be form and past participle form. Just see the example given here. He writes a letter. We have to change this sentence into its passive form. How do we do it? Find the verb. Yes, the verb is writes. Now, we need to know its past participle form. What is the past participle form? We have learned the 5 conjugational forms. Write, wrote, written. Writing, to write. So the past participle form is in the 3rd column. So written. Now we need to choose the appropriate to be form which is to be placed along with its past participle form. Let us see how to find the to be form. To find the to be form, we need to recollect the to be form table. In present tense, it is, am, are. In past tense, it is was or were. In past participle, it is been. In present participle, it is being. And in infinitive form, it is to be or be. Now see the verb writes, it belongs to which form? Yes, it belongs to the present tense. So since the main verb writes belongs to the present tense, can you see the to be form of present tense? Yes, it is, am and are. We need to choose one appropriate to be from these 3. So we will choose is, am, are as the to be form to be used with written. Right. Now how do we do? The next example we will see. Again to find the to be form and the past participle form. Tanvi writes a letter. In this, Tanvi writes a letter. Which is the verb? Writes. Yes. The verb is writes. Can you see on the screen? Yes. How do we change the verb? Write changes to its past participle form, that is written. Written. Right. Now we need to know the to be form. The to be form is, am or are. Any one of this we will use which is appropriate in the sentence. How to do it? We need to change the verb. The writes will change to written, that is past participle form, and we will choose the to be form appropriately, that is. The next is interchange the subject and the object. So a letter is the object which comes here and Tanvi is the subject which comes here. So interchange the subject and the object and place the agent place the word by before the agent Tanvi. So the answer in passive voice would be a letter is written by Tanvi. A letter is written by Tanvi. Isn't it easy? Yes. We proceed with another example. Again we need to find how to change the verb. Very important thing here to understand is the changing of the verb. The other steps are very simple, but changing the verb is slightly tricky. But if you master that technique, you will be able to do it for any sentence, children. Yes. He wrote a letter. What is the verb here? Wrote. Right. The verb is wrote. Now just see how we are going to bring a change in the verb. For this, the verb has to change. What are we going to do first? We are going to change wrote to its past participle form. So if you see the 5 conjugational forms, write, wrote, written. Past participle form of wrote is written. Right. And now we need to find the to be form of it. So how do we find? We go to the to be form table, that is present tense, is, am, are, past tense, was or were, in past participle it is been, in present participle it is being, and in infinitive it is to be or be. Now what is the verb given in the sentence? Wrote. To choose the correct to be form, we need to find out, children, the given verb wrote belongs to which of these 5 form of verb. That's why on the screen, see, the wrote belongs to present tense. No, it belongs to, yes, it is in the past tense form. So if it is in the past tense form, the to be form table has the verb was or were. So we'll use was or were along with written. Yes. So how do we do the next example? Again we need to change the verb to find the to be form and its past participle form. He is writing a letter. He is writing a letter. Which is the verb? Writing. The main verb is writing. Though we have a helping verb is, what is important for us to know is the main verb, which is the action verb. So writing is the action verb. We need to change this. What is the past participle form of writing? Correct. It's again written. Write, wrote, written. Writing, to write. Any form of verb from among all these five, the past participle stands same. So it is for writing, the past participle form is written. Now we need to know the to be form, which is to be used appropriately. For that, we need to go to the to be form table. Yes, it is present tense is, am, are. In past tense, it is was or were. In past participle form, it is been. In present participle, it is being. And in infinitive form, it is to be or be. Right, children? Now, I want you to find out the correct to be form among all these given below. Yes, for that, which is the main verb, writing, you need to find out in which form this belongs to which form this belongs to. Let us find out. Writing belongs to, yes, here it will stop. Yes, it is in its present participle form. Remember, I told you in the beginning that all present participle verbs are in its ing form. So, writing being in present participle, we will use being. The to be form to be used here would be being. So, the verb will be changed to being written. Very good, children. Now, we'll see the next example. He has written a letter. He has written a letter, which is the verb written. Now, the main verb. Again, we have helping verb here, has, but we need to look at the main verb. What is the past participle of written? Yes, it's written. It's already in its past participle form. We need to find out the to be form, which is to be used. Yes, for that again go to the to be form table. Present tense is, am, are. Past tense was or were. Past participle being. Present participle being. And infinitive to be or be. So, find out what is the next step. Yes, the main verb written belongs to which of these forms? Yes, let's find out. Yes, you get the answer correct here. Written, you are right. It's in the past participle form. So, what is the to be form to be used here? Been. So, the verb will get changed to been written. Been written.